Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be here with all of you today. And thank you, Administrator Raj Shah, for leading such an important discussion. 3 years ago this month, I was home in Delaware when I saw news reports of the worst drought in 60 years in East Africa. I saw the terrible images of starving children in a refugee camp near the Somali border. As a mother, I was heartbroken, and I wanted to do anything I could do to help. I reached out to Raj, and 2 days later, he and I were on a plane headed for Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya, 50 miles from the Somali border. Hundreds of thousands of people had fled to the camp in hopes of finding salvation. Raj and I traveled with a bipartisan delegation to raise awareness for the humanitarian crisis and to provide support for the relief efforts. We met families who walked for days or weeks, often barefoot and with nothing but the clothes on their backs, desperate for food, water, and medical care to save their starving children. We heard an unforgettable story from one mother who told us that she was too weak to carry both of her children, that she had to choose between them, and she left one behind on the road in hopes of saving the other. Take a moment. Try to imagine the type of devastation and desperation that would force a mother to make that choice. In the hour of need, the American people stepped up. The international community mobilized to provide assistance, and we saw how even the smallest and simplest investment helped to save lives. We saw inexpensive oral rehydration packs bring lifeless babies back to life. We saw children getting vitamins and vaccines to stop the spread of deadly diseases throughout the camps. Still, it's important to keep in mind that emergency assistance cannot solve long-term challenges around food insecurity. African nations have made impressive progress in farming techniques and growing food, but through no fault of their own, when hit by the worst drought in 60 years, millions of people were plunged into a famine. And the impact of climate change will only cause more devastation for those communities in the immediate future. That's why the United States is working to look at the root causes of hunger and poverty through our Feed the Future initiative. While in Kenya, I saw firsthand the progress that was being made from investments in long-term food security, innovative and improved crops and irrigation methods, and new ways for farmers to market and transport their products. The goal is simple: to create the conditions where emergency assistance and intervention is no longer needed. That, ultimately, is how we will prevent the kind of suffering that Raj and I saw in Somalia 3 years ago. So today, I'm pleased to announce that the United States government, through several of our outstanding training programs with U.S. universities and others, will be providing scholarships for long-term degree programs for 1,300 young Africans, many of them women, to become Africa's leaders of tomorrow. One of the challenges that these young leaders will continue to face is how to build a more resilient Africa, where vulnerable populations and regions have the tools they need to face climate, economic, and other challenges. I'm now very pleased to invite back Administrator Shah, together with Judith Rodin, President of the Rockefeller Foundation, with some important news on addressing resilience. Thank you. God bless you.